This is a video to introduce parents and students to my methods of using Google Classroom and the district's Gmail system in ways that benefit students. I use these tools a lot as a way to facilitate student workflow and to communicate feedback and grades to my students in a qualitative and helpful way. Although I do put student grades into Aspen, I actually prefer Google Classroom to Aspen quite a bit. Aspen communicates numbers and an average, and that's all. Through Google Classroom, you can see your child's work as well as my comments and grades, and you can see if your child has actually submitted an assignment which I may or may not have yet graded. This can actually clarify a lot of confusion that happens between parents and students. So, here's a student's Google Classroom homepage. Please note that I have received permission from this student's father to display his Google Classroom and his Gmail as part of this video. This student, by the way, is Lucian Chittister, an 8th grade student at Kickapoo Middle School as of this current year. So there are 3 headings at the top: the stream, classwork, and people. Now on the student's page, the stream allows you to see a chronological list of the postings, and usefully, over here on the left, it has upcoming assignments listed with due dates. The people section allows the student to email the teacher directly by clicking this button. But I want to focus on the classwork page, as I think that is the most useful of the 3 columns. Note that the assignments are laid out in categories with due dates on the right side. Most usefully, there is the icon on the left side of the assignment bar. A gray icon indicates that the assignment has been submitted or graded. An icon in the solid color of the classroom theme indicates that the assignment has yet to be done. This is a good way for students to track which assignments they have completed and which they have yet to do, especially now that we do not provide paper agendas for students to write down their assignments. Please also note that at the top here, there's a class drive folder which may have documents in it that may be of use to the student, and there's a Google Calendar which all students have as part of their Google Suite, which includes the due dates of all assignments, not just the assignments for this particular class. Now, going back, this is the student page. Here's what my teacher page looks like. You will note that the teacher page is almost identical to the student page, except that as the teacher, I have a 4th category at the top for grades. This is how I, as a teacher, can chart a student's progress at a glance without having to attach an average to that progress. We simply have 100 out of 100 here, 8 out of 8, 1 out of 3. These are the assignments that I've graded. This one that says missing is overdue. Notice it was due October 12th. This one that does not have anything in it has not yet been submitted and is not yet due. Having this sort of gradebook in front of me takes the focus off of numbers and averages and puts it back on completion, feedback, and progress, which is where I want it to be. Now, how do I, as a teacher, look at a student's progress? So, for example, let's start with one of the first assignments, which was upload your favorite Super Smash Bros. Replay. Lucian uploaded this video and hit submit there, and I corrected it with 100 and left a comment down here. Excellent work. Let's look at another assignment. Tienes que hacer la tarea. This was an assignment that I gave on a Google document where the student had to type out sentences. Once again, you'll notice here's the grade, here is the private comment, and if the student opens up the document, you will see that I've actually left particular comments on the document for the student to look at. So here, I've highlighted certain sections and left particular comments. This is a way that I can give students feedback that is constructive and direct. Lastly, I want to show the Quizlet assignment. Quizlet is something that I actually use quite a bit. It's a good website for vocabulary. Now in this instance, Lucian did not turn in this assignment, but I graded it. I gave 1 out of 3 because there were 3 parts: do, learn, match, and test. As an aside, Quizlet actually does not allow you to use the score that students get on the test as a direct grade. You can use it as a completion grade, which is how I use it, but it's against their policy to use it as an actual test grade, which I think is actually relatively reasonable. When the student clicks on this, it will bring up the Quizlet list, and the student can start to do these practice assignments. How do I see this? Is through this sort of portal, wherein I can look at the statistics as a teacher, and you will note down here Lucian, who is logged in here as Mr. Chili Sir, has done the match and completed that. There's a green check for completing it. Has not done the test, that is not lit up at all, and started the learn, and therefore I gave him credit for 1 out of the 3 assignments and said, please complete this. Please finish the learn section and do the test. You'll also note that when it comes to the classwork, I can leave direct comments such as, oh, nope, I'm sorry, I left that comment somewhere else. I will come back to this assignment that he did not complete because I sent him a direct email saying, this assignment is late, please come see me if you'd like to complete it. The last point here is that students may get Google Classroom notifications on their phones through the Google Classroom app, as well as in their school email. Now, everyone organizes their messages in their own ways. I personally recommend using the school-provided email to do that task. I think the notifications, though a lot of people like notifications on their phones, I think they can be distracting. I think it may be easy for students to ignore them. And I also worry that students have their phones beside their beds at night and get woken up by notifications, and I certainly don't want to be responsible for doing that. So I recommend you use the school-provided email, and that will be the subject of the next video that I will make in a moment.